Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Hunter x Hunter 2011 episodes with an S, plural. Episodes 70 through 74 reviews. Now, I don't want to see, the problem is that, well, I was going to do episodes 70 through 73, but then I said, fuck it, let me wait until 74. But then the problem was, because, you know, like, you guys should know that this is my catch-up video because of the whole, because of all the bullshit that I had to deal with Nippon Television Corporation Network. I forgot the exact name of the company. Not really that important. But before I get started, of course, look down in the description below for the links to each of the individual episodes for Hunter x Hunter 2011 episodes 70 through 74. And of course, no Japanese corporation, network, or industry has any claim to this video. The thumbnail is an original photo which belongs to none of them. None of you guys. The visuals are me. You do not own me. That ended. And the audio is me speaking over a homemade soundtrack, or soundtrack in general. But I'm still speaking and you don't own my voice. This video follows the rules and regulations that are set by YouTube. Now, what you're going to see here is that you're going to see multiple. You're going to see multiple jump cuts, and I'm going to do episodes 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, five episodes. And I'm not going to do full-blown, like, reviews. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to give, like, my general thoughts about that particular episode. And, you know, because we're in a catch-up phase. And that's the way it has to be. That's the way it has to be. And I should have done this video earlier, but, you know, I did get lost in the Game of Thrones, number one. And number two is that my Toshiba has been, like, my computer is, like, 2009 old. So, like, when this thing overheats, it, like, shuts down. And I had the problem last week where, like, even, like, my weekly chapter reviews on Wednesday, they were such a struggle to get out because my computer kept on shutting down. It was, like, fucking 5 minutes in review and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no! Like, it's so infuriating. So, right now, my computer is in a state where hopefully it doesn't shut down. Hopefully, because I'm feeling it right now. It's kind of like lukewarm, but not hot. My cooler should be working because I dusted off my cooler. So hopefully this thing goes. Hopefully things go the way I planned it to. Because I swear to Lord Jesus mercy, please God, do not shut down. So Toshiba, man, I don't know. Like, my policy should be that new laptop should be every 2 years. Because, you know, I mean, this one's too old. It's a triple core processor. It's 2009, bro. You know, fuck it. Moving on. So Hunter x Hunter episode 70. Hunter x Hunter 2011 episode 70. First of all, this episode, like, it was good. It was, yeah, this was a good episode of Hunter x Hunter. Number one. When Gon cocked back for his rock, right? Like, after Razor did his nasty extension, like, here I come, Gon. After he came out and he fired that, he did the Ko, he got the fucking to the ceiling, and then there's a lot of, like, cause, you know, like, he got knocked out, and then after Garenu attempts to, you know, take out Razor, fails completely. He does. In fact, he gets taken out, and when he gets taken out, the monkey gets taken out as well. The Nen Beast. What ends up happening after that is that there's a scene where like, Razor has the ball, pegs that shit, and then Killua, like, it curves, and Killua, he appropriately dodged to the right. However, if he had gone to the left, he would have died. But Biscuit and Hisoka dodge. And Hisoka dodged by, like, pulling a Matrix, you know, just pulling a Neo. He does a Matrix. Then, like, one of the beasts that Razor created, comes behind Hisoka, pegs the ball right back at him. He's like, bungee gum, no. And he broke 2 of his fingers. So right now, Hisoka is incapable of throwing the ball. And then Gon he uses back, comes back inside the game. Comes back inside the matchup, alright? And Abyss is out because the ball skimmed her dress. And he comes out with a freaking rock. He takes out the big subordinate of Razor. Takes out the big one. And then what ends up happening is that, well, I forgot what happened after that entirely. But all I know is that at some point they get the ball back. Yeah, all I remember is that, oh yeah, no. Like the guy was knocked out, and then when he was knocked out, he had the ball in his hand. And so the ball automatically went back to Gon the rest. And the part here was that, like, once Gon the guys to get the ball back, and then he's like, I need more power in order to beat Razor. And he cocks back for this fucking, like, he's just standing still. And, like, there's, like, a stream of Nen going to the ceiling and shit. And he's like, red. And his red is huge. And, like, the windows are just so much height. The windows are shaking. Like, fucking Hisoka's like he got the biggest fucking stiffy. It was like, oh. And this is like, yeah, maybe chose the wrong sport, you know. You might want to bail, Razor. He's just like, you're joking. And then he cocks back. He's like, rock. Slams this thing. And then, like, this thing's powerful as fuck. Like, the windows were shaking. The floor was cracking. And then Razor, deflection, bump. I was like, ah, Razor. Hisoka bungee gums, grabs the shit back, Razor back, and then they go on from there. So the episode, okay, so first of all, I mean, I don't want to continue with the summary, but the episode overall, the way it ended, where in which it became, like, you know, like, after, like, Killua's hand, because Killua, like, you can see the Killua's hands after holding the ball for Gon several times, it was like holding, it was like literally holding, like, a cannon. Like, literally, like, where, like, if you were to put your hand on a cannonball while it's firing, it would be the equivalent, and your hands would be fucked up. And Killua was taking his hands, like, you know, like, he was removing his hands when the ball was fired, but still, like, there's still, residue damage. So, but Killua's gonna do this, because, you know, Gon's his friend, and Gon realizes that he's not gonna try as hard. Like, so when Tetsugaru offers, like, you know, like, let me do it, he's like, no. I need Killua. Why? Because Killua's like, like, you know, like, we're mates. I mean, people want to complain how, you know, like, that's some gay shit, because if there's one complaint that I hear often about Hunter x Hunter, is that the Gon and Killua relationship is like yaoi-esque, and I'm like, I don't see it. I see it as kids being kids. I mean, I know that what's his name? Yeah, I know that Bushido Spirit, he did a video a while back saying how, like, Gon is gay because you know he's rocking the short shorts. I'm like, listen, man, it's kids being kids, all right? I mean, I'm not gonna, like, listen, man. He's not gay. Let me just plug that, alright? He's not gay. There's no evidence of him being gay. He's a kid having fun with, you know, his other friend Killua. I mean, that's what kids do. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, I don't know how the topic got onto this, but, you know, I mean, I'm just saying that they're not gay. It's just not yaoi. Let me put it like that. That's one criticism. That's one criticism that I hear often. I can't say the fucking word right. But aside from that, the episode was good. The animation was good. The pacing was good. But I felt that it was a little bit too fast. The episode overall, it was good, but again, like, the pacing for the overall match between Razor and his 14 Devils versus, you know, like, the group that Gon brought in. Overall, it felt kind of quick, but from an actual pacing standpoint, I don't think so. Like, it felt quick, but it wasn't quick at all. And then, like, this episode, I think, is actually, like, very important because, again, like, it shows you the character growth and the character development of Killua. His character, we see character interaction, of course, between Killua and Hisoka, which it does, like, it shows you how, because they're both transformation type Nen users, and they both have, like, the same parallel mindset. I believe what was it? Like, Hisoka has, like, his own way of telling who's a transformer. Like, he has his own way of deciphering what Nen category one is based on personality. And you know, like Killua and Hisoka, they have the same personality. They have the same mindset when it comes to a lot of things. Well, not personality, because, you know, personality-wise, Hisoka's a fucking pervert. But, you know, still, like, they have the same mindset, or they have the same thinking pattern when it comes to particular things in general. But Toshiba, yo, okay, all right. But the thing about this is that, like, we see again, like we see the character growth of Killua being developed, where he's willing to sacrifice his hands just so he could A, beat Razor, and B, you know, like, assist Gon in his time of need. Because the connection between Razor and Gon via Gin, is very important to Gon. And Killua understands that, so he's gonna be there to support his friend no matter, you know, like, no matter what happens. So, like, again, like, we see the shift away from his assassin lineage, like, away from Silva, away from Zeno, away from all that shit, and we can actually see him becoming like this good, honest, decent dude or kid. And, you know, like, it's really nice. It's actually really, you know, it's really cool to see that growth, to see that character growth of Killua. I mean, in my personal opinion, throughout the entire series, Killua, like, amongst the main characters, Killua has the most growth. Killua has the most growth amongst the main characters, in my personal opinion. But, again, the episode overall, it's a good episode. I liked it. It was good animation-wise. It was good character development-wise for Killua. It was good character growth-wise for Killua. It was good character interaction with Gon and Killua. Not so much all that good. But with Killua and Hisoka, I thought that was good. I thought it was good. And I'll leave it at that for episode 70 of Hunter x Hunter 2011. So moving on to episode 71. And jump cut. Now, this episode, a very good way to describe this episode of Hunter x Hunter, episode 71, is basically out of the fire and into the frying pan. Because after the battle, after the match between Gon and his group against, you know, Razor and the 14 Devils, we move on to Gensuru. And, I mean, listen, man. I mean, you know, Gensuru, he's one of the major villains of the series. Because he's relevant throughout the entire course of the Greed Island arc. And I like him. I like him a lot. Like in my opinion, like, the dude's badass. He's badass. He's badass, man. But before I get into that, before they get the Patch Ashore card, after Razor says a few words to Gon, the battle ends off where basically, like, Razor, like, re-encompasses all the other parts, like all the beasts that he created, all the Nen creatures that he made, and then he's now at full power. And then when he throws the ball like a missile, they being Gon, Killua, and Hisoka, the three remaining members left of this group, they got Tai, and got Tai is combined, and with some, you know, very good, what is it, Ryu, I believe, when they, or is it Ko? I forget, the one where they basically, like, move the Nen to, like, certain parts of the body, like, in percentages. After some combination of that, they're able to actually snuff out the ball that Razor threw at full power. And now they're going to return it. And this time, Gon uses literally all of his strength. And, like, when he powers up this time, he's like, more. And it's like the Nen he has around him is yellow. And he's, like, powering up, like, Super Saiyan style. And then he's smiling. He's like, yeah, Razor, here it comes. And Razor's like, you monster. Like, he's you monster. And then he, you know, rock punch, and then the ball goes skyrocketing towards Razor. Razor, he actually deflects it. Because, you know, he's at full strength now. Because he re-immersed all the Nen creatures that he had beforehand. And then he deflects it back at Gon. But Gon passes out, and he's able to duck underneath it, because he passed out. And he could have won, like, he could have won like that, but no, Hisoka's like, fuck that shit, bungee gum, reflects, and then it gets stuck to his arm, and then they win the match, because he gets knocked out because of the force. Now, after that part, there's like a scene like where we see like while Killer was being, you know, treated by Biscuit and Tetsugaru, what winds up happening is that we hear a few words from Razor. And apparently Razor, he himself was also a death row inmate, and Gin hired him to watch over the island. And he's like, yo, man, when my son comes here, you know, give him a good show. He's like, can I kill him? He's like, yo, don't underestimate my kid. And, yo, like, I'm gonna say right now, like, Gin reminds me so much of Yusuke. Like, the character, design. He reminds me of Yusuke, you're messy. Yusuke, you're a messy. And, you know, Gin, like, he's cool. He's a real cool dude. I mean, for those of you guys who only watched anime, you guys don't know. I mean, even in the manga, we don't know that much about him. But like he's a cool dude. He's a cool dude. He's a real cool dude. Not the best father, but you know he's still a cool dude. I mean, his father's stature is up there with Goku. Meaning, you know, leave my fucking kids and go train. Ooh, fucking shitty father. But the thing here, right? So moving on. That's the whole entire part with Razor, and that part. The ending was nice. The ending was nice. It really was. Could have been extended, in my opinion. Yes, it could have. But I believe that the anime. I have a strong feeling that these people want to move on to the next arc, because the next arc is going to be like because it's a major arc. It is probably the most prominent arc of the series, and it has yet to be animated over the entire course of Hunter x Hunter animation. Over the entire course of Hunter x Hunter animation, the Hunter exam, the Kukuru Mountain, the Tower competition arc, you know, Yorkshire City, Greed Island, they have yet to animate the Chimera arc, and it's a big fucking deal. So I can see them. Like, I can understand, because, like, it does feel fast to me. And people were telling me, like, yo, like, just so you know, like, once you review the anime again, like, you know, let people know that, you know, it's kind of fast. And because people are PMing me that it does feel kind of fast. And, yeah, like, it does. But I can see why it's fast. I really can. So, but that part, I'll give it good. And then moving on to the fire, that part was okay. I mean, like, it was revealed, like, after they get the Path to Shore card, and after they're walking out, then they get caught, and then like, Hisoka leaves. And, you know, Killer finds out something, and Killer realizes that Hisoka was lying, because Hisoka mentions about how, yeah, like you can contact me using, using magnetic force, but he's like, but we never use shit on you. How do you know about it? And it's like, okay, well, he was lying. But the thing about it is that once they start walking out, and once they leave, or they're gonna leave Sofabi, what winds up happening is that, like, after they use the clone cards to, like, distribute the Path to Shore, contact Gensuru is like, yo, fuck y'all going? Fuck y'all going? Where the fuck are y'all going? I want my cards, bitch. I want my cards, motherfucker. And he wants his cards. And what's happening here with Gensuru is that he's targeting Tetsugaru. He's assuming that Tetsugaru and his group are the ones that have the original Path to Shore card. Fucking Toshiba. Alright. And the thing about this is that the Path to Shore card, you know, like, because there's only 3 of them now. Well, no, there's one original and, like, 3 clones. No, Gensuru, no, Garino, yeah. So there's 1 original and 2 copies. And the thing about it is that he's assuming Tetsugaru has the original card, even though it's Gon his party. And he basically reveals that he killed Asta and, like, the other guys, like the other guys that were the 15 that went before Gensuru and the guys. I mean, that went before Tetsugaru, Hisoka, Gareno. Yeah, basically it's those people. Apparently, it's hinted, strongly hinted, that Gensuru either killed them off or he ran them out of the actual game. Now, and that's how he knew about what happened with Gon and the you know, raising the 14 devils. That's why he was already camping out there waiting. Now, I don't remember if that happens in the actual manga. I forget. Like, I forget if Gensuru actually kills them off. I'm not too sure exactly, because I forget. But what I will say is that, you know, he now knows. So that's why this episode, in a nutshell, is out of the fire and into the frying pan. Because now Gensuru, he's like, you know, he's like Mother Hawk mode over here. He's like, yeah, yeah. So now the plan here is that Tetsugera and his party, they're going to act as decoys for 3 weeks in exchange for the Lucky Alexandra card. And, or like that's the original plan. And what's happening is that Gensuru, he's going to go with Tetsugera and his party and help out being decoys. And for 3 weeks, they're going to stall and run away from Zebomer, Gensuru and his boys. And Killua and Gon and Biscuit, in the meantime, they're in preparation mode, where Killua's going to focus on mainly healing, and Gon's going to focus on mainly training and try and hone his skills before the time comes when Gensuru comes for their asses. Now, and so that part I'll give okay. You know, it wasn't that great because, you know, it was a little reveal. So the episode overall, it's okay plus. So yeah, it's okay plus. Not that, I mean, again, because the animation is normally good. The pacing, it was a little bit fast, but still good. But overall, from a story progression standpoint, that was also there as well. Because again, once again, out of the fire into the frying pan. But it just, like, the second part of the episode wasn't, you know, that, like, it wasn't that, like, Gensuru killed him off, because that's what he does, he kills him off, he just kills him, he doesn't care. So yeah, that part I'll give okay plus. Episode overall, I'll give okay plus. So we'll leave it at that. So episode 71 of Hunter x Hunter 2011 is an okay plus rating. So the first one, last one, episode 70 was a good. Episode 71 is going to be okay plus, and now moving on to episode 72. And jump cut. Now this episode of Hunter x Hunter, episode 72, well, it's good. Again, like, this is just good. Yeah, it was like, basically, this episode, if you guys don't remember, right, it consists of two main functions. The first function, or the first, should I call it a primary part? Well, whatever. You got it. The first function basically is the stuff involving Gon, Biscuit, and Killua, and their preparations and their training. And basically, the entire time what we see here is that we see two things. Number one, we see, well, first of all, when it comes to Gon's training, we see two things. Number one, we see Gon train with Biscuit and learning how to focus the Nen in his arm or in his legs if Gensuru would actually catch him, and try and use the little flower technique. And this to prevent the damage from occurring by using Gyo. I believe it's, yeah, you know, it is Gyo, right? Yeah, it's like another version of Gyo. So that's number one. Now number two is that we see him trying to hone his admissions techniques, and this is so Gon could hopefully have another option to him while fighting against Gensuru and his little flower technique. However, he doesn't master at all because, I mean, he is a reinforcement, and it does take it takes a while to learn other categories of Nen like that quickly. So, like, even though he was going to, like if you guys remember, with the whole entire rock situation, when Killua left to go train with the Hunter exam, that was like a level 1 for admissions techniques. And all of a sudden, Biscuit jumped from level 1 to level 5, where he had to go on a single handstand, and he had to float off the ground, or blast off the ground at a certain height, and he couldn't do it because it was just, you know, it's beyond him because she just jumped levels. So that didn't work out too well. And then also in that function was, you know, a plan in order to beat Gensuru, which required, to say the least, a fairly large rock. I mean, we're talking about like it was a big fucking rock. We're talking about like several thousands of tons here of just pure earth, Mother Earth. And this is going to be incorporated into their plan later on in episode 74. Now, the thing about that is that, like, I forgot how they actually make the inanimate object into cards. Like, do they touch and say, you know, like, gain? Like, is that how it works? Because like, I forget. I really do. But basically, they made the rock into a card so they can use it later on. And that's pretty much it when it concerns. I mean, like, they do know that they have like 10 days left or they have a few days left before Gensuru, and like before Gensuru comes for their asses. And Gensuru the entire time is hunting down Tetsugera's group, with the exception of Gorenu. So but in actuality, that's the entire part concerning Gon, Killua, and Biscuit. That part, that's okay. Now the next part is that actually no, I should have said 3 functions, because there's another function here that involves Hisoka, and basically like Hisoka, Nobunaga, Machi, and their new Phantom Troop member. What was her name? Or his name? Is it a her or he? No, it's a he. Kuloko, right? I think so. I'm not too sure. Is it Kuloko or Koloka? I forget. All I know is that it's the girl or guy that has the kimono outfit. And I mean, he is Zoldyck. So, and this individual has joined the Phantom Troop in replacement for Hisoka. And using her ability, she was able to find the Nen user, the guy who can actually like remove Nen, the same dude who removed the countdown on his shoulder by making like this weird plant demon creature that sucked it up. And the main goal was to have this guy do the same thing for Kurolo. But you guys do know that the more powerful the Nen is, like the more powerful the Nen curse is, the greater the Nen creature that's going to be formed once it's removed. So in the case of this guy, when he removed the countdown, he had like a weird like centipede type ant creature come on his shoulder, all plant-like. But the one that Kurolo's going to have is going to be disgusting. It's going to be disgusting and weird as fuck, and big as fuck too. Because the burden he's going to have to carry, yeah, it's going to be a lot. And once he gets that burden, he's going to want to kill like Kurapika quickly, because you don't want this thing on you. Like whatever it's going to be, you don't want it on you because it's going to be nasty. It's going to be disgusting as fuck. So that's function 3. I mean, that's function 2, and that part again, I'll give it okay plus, because like, it was like, it was not. I mean, it is good in the sense of story progression, but it was like a little snippet of the entire episode, so not really like the main function, like not really the main bit of the actual episode. The main thing about the episode was seeing Tetsugera's group in action, and actually seeing them in the process of evading, eluding, stalling Gensuru and his group, and also in the process seeing Gorenu assist. At first seeing him assist by giving them cards, by giving them more companies, by giving them more leaves, by going to Masadora to the card shop. However, they cut him off. They're like, no, you're not getting any more cards, motherfucker. And we have Bala and Saab wait there and like ambush people who have the leave. Well, basically, like, they're ambushing people in front of the card shop in Masadora. And then what they decide to do is that they look at the list of people that you have, and if you have Tetsugera, if you have Tetsugera or any of his members on that list, then you get killed. Like, it's that simple. Like, oh, they're like, oh, ow, and like they just blow your head off. So, and then that to me, that was so cool. Like, cause like there wasn't that much action at all, but just seeing how much tactical wherewithal that you need in order to survive in this series. Like, we see it time and time again. This episode is a great example of where you need so much wit, so much cunning just to survive in a nutshell standpoint. It was like the number of companies, the plan with Gorenu, and then seeing how Sabala cut that shit off. How they kill people in order to, they kill people who knew Tetsugera and his party. So they were cutting off all aspects or all connections that Tetsugera may or may not have. At the same time, seeing them use the company and the leave and how and how Gensuru was following them all the while. And then on top of that, then noticing how Gareno, he was still there watching the real Sab and the real Bala. I think his name is Bala, and how they were still waiting there while the ones who were following Tetsugaru and his group, they were fake Sab and Bala. And like, it was a very intricate process, and I like that shit. I really did. That was very nice. That was good plus for that. But then it gets a great on top of it gets a great on top of that, because of the fact that after all this stuff, like after they run out of leaves, after they run out of companies, after they were flying around to these cities that encompass the entire island, what they wind up doing is that they wind up flying, or like they wind up leaving the game. And then they were going to set up camp, and then they were going to like defend there for a while. Well, what wound up happening is that they go there. No one, like, it was empty, no one's there. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, where is everybody? And then Tetsugaru calls this one guy over. I don't think this guy was actually in the manga board. They calls him over, and this guy informs him that, yeah, everyone leave. And Batada, the guy who actually funded this whole entire expedition, whoa, no takes, exposition if you want to call it. And basically he's like, yo, fuck the game. Alright, fuck it. I'll pay you guys, but we're leaving. Alright, I'm done. And that's the end of that. And of course, Tetsugaru, he's pissed off. Why? Because he spent a number of years in the Greed Island game trying to beat it. And just when he's so fucking close, when the shit is just in reach, because remember, if they had succeeded in their task of stalling Gensuru and had Gon and Killua beaten them according to plan, Gon and Killua and Biscuit, they would have given the patch a short card. And had they actually injured or wounded Sab and Bala, then one of their lottery cards would have turned into Angel's Breath. So, one of their voucher cards would have turned into Angel's Breath. So they would have had 2 cards on the get-go, and then all they needed was one more card, the real Patch Ashore, I believe, and then they would have been golden. They would have won the game. But no, he's like, fuck that shit, man. I mean, he's crying for a reason. And in the next episode, we found out that he has a lover, but and she died, and that was the reason why he sent these people to the Greed Island Gate, so they could find the Breath of Angel card to heal his lover. And she died recently while she was in a coma, and he's like, fuck it, I'll pay you, but we're done. Fuck you out, just fuck it. And so what's happening is that that's where the episode ends off. So that whole entire skit, that was great, in my personal opinion. That was great. It was nice. It was very well done. Very well done. So again, like, in my opinion, the episode is overall good. Mainly because not because of the Phantom Troop function and the introduction of the new member into the group, who's a Zoldyck. And so you know that the Zoldicks are gonna keep tabs on the Phantom Troop. I mean, because that's why she's there. Again, I forgot her name. So that part's okay plus. And then of course we have the other part, the other function, which is the Gon and Killua Biscuit stuff, and that part's okay. But the main thing about this episode that made it good was, in fact, seeing the intricate tactical complexity that is required in this universe in order to survive, and seeing it being portrayed via Tetsugaru Gareno and his group, and also in the case of Gensuru and his party, how they cut him off, how they anticipated, and how they prepare for this. And I like that. That was very nice, very good. So that's episode 73. No, that's episode 74. No, that's episode 72. Now we're going to episode 73. And jump cut. Now, when it comes to episode 73 of Hunter x Hunter 2011, basically what it is, well, actually, I already mentioned the whole entire thing about Batara and how, you know, he had a lover and then she died, and that's the reason why he went to the game in the first place, so he could find the Breath of Angel card, get it, you know, sent to the quote-unquote real world, and then after that, you know, like revive his lover who was in a coma, but she died in that coma recently, and that's why he's like, fuck the game. And he's paying Tetsugaru off, and he, you know, like because he owes them money because they spent years in this game trying to complete it and risking their lives and so on and so forth. But the thing about this that I want to point out, one last thing, is that, like, again, it shows you the links as to which Gurenu and Tetsugaru and his boys went through in order to, you know, make sure that they were still in the game, had all this stuff, you know, actually cleared away. And what it was that once they used the leave card, they gave their most important cards to Gurenu. Gurenu had their shit. He had their shit. So they could leave, and like within the 10-day span, where if you're still not in, like, because you know that if you leave the game, right, after 10 days, the day that you have in your ring gets erased. But they could leave for that 10-day time frame and still be okay because Gurenu still had their main cards because he was a part of their group unofficially. So that was the thing. And so when, you know, when Gurenu and when Gensuru and his boys, when they were like, yeah, like, you know, like, bye bye Tetsugaru, it was like, but there was already a backup plan in place. So again, like, it shows you the lengths at which these guys went to in order to make sure that their plan was successful. And yo, like, it was like, again, like, mad claps, mad claps to Tetsugaru, to Gurenu and his boys, and then, you know, like, mad respectful. But this episode, aside from that, so that part, I mean, even though it ties into the past episode, that part I'll give it good, because again, like, it was, you know, like, it wasn't monumental in this episode like it was in last episode, but it's still good because it does take part of this episode. Like, it is one of the parts, it is one of the functions. Now after that, all right, we see where Gensuru, after they go to Macedon and they prepare, they go over to Gon real quick. They're like, you know, accompany Gon, and then after they get more company cards, then Gon and his group, and then they try and talk it out. Nope, not buying it. They fucking bail, and then they follow and process, and after that, they go to Macedon. They lead them into these areas where Gensuru takes on Gon. All right, you know, mad stand stuff, dude. I like this nigga. Gensuru takes on Gon. Killua takes on Sab. No, Bala. I think it's Bala. Yeah, like the one with the red hair. And then Biscuit takes on Sab, I believe, or it could be vice versa. I'm not too sure. Either way. And then Biscuit, she leads her opponent while Killua leads his opponent. All right, and then Gon is left with he's left to fight Gurenu, and they need to follow the plan. Now, of course, Biscuit and Killua, they're on the plan. They're fully on the plan. But Gon, once Gensuru starts literally beating the shit, I mean, just, like, you know, like high kicks and shit, high kick, punch, spin kick, elbow. It's like he starts to beat the living shit out of Gon, and Gensuru, he can tell by the movements of Gon that, yeah, this kid, he knows about my little flower abilities. Like, who told you this? But you know, it doesn't matter because I don't need this shit to beat you. Gon, snap, like, what? What? Okay, alright, yeah, okay. So fuck the plan. He's like, fuck the plan. And he's like, I'm gonna make you use your little flower. I'm gonna force you to use this shit. And then Gensuru the entire time, he's like, no, I'm not gonna fucking use it. You're a punk, you're a kid, I'm better than you. My Ren is, I mean, like, just to show you how, like, it just goes to show you the level of Gon freaks at this point in time. Because Gon, he, like, look at this, man. Like Gensuru, he's not even like Phantom. Well, is he Phantom Troop? No, he's not Phantom Troop level. I wouldn't go that far. No. But you know, like, come on, like you see Gon use his Ren. He's like, not bad, you know, not bad at all. And then he does, you know, but it's a long way. And then you see him use his Ren, and it's like, what the fuck? and you're like, God damn. And then he was watching Gon, you know, control his Ren by using Gyo. I believe, again, I think it's Ken. And then he's, you know, able to kick and, you know, punch, and he's like, you know, like, and then all the training that Gon went to in order to, you know, hone his Ken. Garena was like, it's pretty good, but sloppy at best. I'm like, yeah. Like, well, he says it's good for a kid, but overall, it's sloppy at best. Sloppy at best. All that training, and you're still only sloppy at best, punk. So it was, you know, like, it was a wake up call. It was a wake up call. It was like, whoa. So, right there. And then after some fighting, after some kicks, some punches, some high kicks, some fucking elbows, man, he realizes that this kid ain't going down. And he starts to realize how he was wrong, that it's a mental game, alright? It's a mental game, because this kid, he is actually willing to die right here and now to prevent Gensuru himself from getting these cards, because he hates him that much. And he will, you know, so once he dies, the Patch of Short card is gone. And he can't go through that shit because he has a bad reputation of, you know, being Ziboma. It'll take him years to try and get and face off, you know, Razor in the 14th. So yeah. He's like, you know what? I'm going to use my little flower, right? I'm going to use my little flower. And then I'm going to make this kid submit and give me the cards. And that's what the episode, so that part ends the episode, where we see them facing off each other, you know, Mad stands up, you know, and then lunge, and that's where it ends off. So that part, it was, you know, it was good. It was good. It was a good, it wasn't even a fight, to be honest. It was like a, you know, like dodge, 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 yeah, dodge, 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 elbow. That was the way it was. So, it was more like a systematic one-sided beatdown, but that was good. It was a good, systematic, one-sided beatdown. And then when you go over to Biscuit, that was a systematic, one-sided beatdown. It was like, you know, she takes the, I forgot his name, either Stababala to Sofrabi, and then he's like, what's the point? You know, because, you know, so you don't call Gensuru for help. And he's like, one fucking punch. And then she continues the beatdown, not really doing much in her, you know, child form. And then it's kind of like, you know, your hits are fucking weak. You're not doing shit to me, you cocky little bitch. And then, oh, he gave her the backhand. They're like, get the fuck out of the way. Get the fuck out of the way. And then all of a sudden it's like she's laughing because, you know, because he's like, you know, I'm not gonna hold, you know, like, you know, like that cocky, you know, hand and hair, slip back. I'm not gonna hold back, baby. And then she's like, all of a sudden she gets up, and all of a sudden she has a deep ass voice. She's like, me neither. I'm like, what? And yo, like, just you see the transformation, all right? You see the silhouette of her transformation, all blacked out, white, and you see like the muscles bulging, like she's the fucking Hulk. And this guy's like, warp punch, no, not even punch. Face detonated, goes flying back, and you see just the rippling muscles, just and beats him. And he's like, "Why are you holding your power back?" Well, two main reasons. Number one, ace in the hole. Number two, I look ugly as fuck. And we're like, "Yeah." You're like, "Well, I mean, yeah. If you're into the big muscle-bound girls, and that's you. But me personally, I don't see it as being remotely. I mean, I know like one guy that finds it kind of attractive, and I'm like, really? So, but fuck that. But that part again, it was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Again, like, it was good. Again, a one-sided beatdown. But it was good for two main reasons. Number one, we see the real body, because you know you start to wonder, like, because when that one guy with the hair, like I forgot his name, the guy who could eat the hair and then like he could tell the body structure of someone. When you find out that she's like over 50 years old, her body toned, well developed. You're like, she doesn't look anywhere even close to that. And then you see her real body, muscle bound, over 7 feet of just, like I couldn't even imagine doing that. It would just be like, it would be like trying to stick your penis in between two bricks. It couldn't work out. It would never work out. But the thing about that is that, you know, after the whole entire transformation. Oh no, and then that's number one. Number two is that it also shows you the, because if you remember, she has an ability, and I believe that she's also a transformation type, or maybe she's a specialist. I'm not too sure, but either way, she uses her Nen ability, and then she makes like this humanoid Nen, you know, creature that does like massages, you know, makes the skin look very young, tones the body. One of the key things that it makes her look younger, and so you could tell that the reason why she looks so young is because of her Nen ability. Her Nen ability, you know, it makes her look like a child. It tones her body, you know, with the massages and the lotion and, you know, makeup and yada yada yada. And because of that Nen ability, she's able to look younger and look the way she does normally, and as opposed to her real form where she's like a muscle-bound, you know, hulkish woman. So, you know, it does hint at that strongly. So that part I'll give it good. And, you know, seeing her in full-blown action was pretty nice too. So that's good. And then a Killua fight that was also good too, because, well, I mean, we see Killua. He's actually like methodically planning every step of the way. On top of that, forming two experiments. One with his electricity Nen ability, and the other one with his yo-yo. And then you see him, you know, and then like you just see him do like several things, testing out his abilities, seeing how they work out with the yo-yo, with the electricity, and the fight was really smooth. Like I like that one scene where like he does his, I think it's called like the shadow step, where like he makes the after image of himself. The guy kicks, he's like wrong, and then he does the electricity thing, tests it out. Number two, yo-yo, weighs about 50 kilograms. He just starts, like that thing is, because of the centripetal force, and because of the velocity, and because of the weight, it's going through like trees, like easily, and then it hits this guy, he gets set flying back. The guy realizes that, you know, like, yo, like, these yo-yos are dangerous shit. And throws a rock in there. The yo-yo supposedly slips out, goes for a punch. And Killua, he was posing his blocking tendency as this, which it was completely wrong. And so the guy, he believes that he has Killua on the spot. Then he kicks to the side. Killua goes flying this way. He's like, yeah, gotcha. And then it was like, no, yo-yo, doink. And then after he's like in and out of consciousness, Killua explains like, yeah, like everything that I did was planned. The electricity, the yo-yo, leading you here in this area so you would be focused more on the one-on-one battle, posing my tendencies and blocking, that was planned. Everything was planned. So right there, and you know, again, like, even though we see him shift over towards being a nice individual, nice, you know, like, not so much the assassin, you know, killer, we still see that he has maintained this combat aesthetic of this, you know, assassin and this methodical thinker. Again, in the same thought process as Hisoka, the same thought process. So that also was a good fight. So the fights overall, everything is just good. It was just good. It was good. So this episode of Hunter x Hunter, episode 73, was a good episode of Hunter x Hunter. Now we're gonna go to the last episode, episode 74. We're finally here. Holy shit. Jump cut. And so, finally, we are on episode 74. And basically, episode 74, okay, well, this, to be honest, was a great episode. Like, they did it very well. It was a very, very, very well done. For this final episode of this multi-episode review, episode 74 of Hunter x Hunter, 2011. Yeah. Whoa. I mean, just the intensity. Granted, right? Did they censor out the stubby? Yeah, they kind of did. Come on, let's be honest here, right? Let's be honest. They did censor out some of the stub, and it was like, fucking hell. But I mean, hey, all I'm gonna say is that in the 99 version, no, my bad. In the Greed Island OVA, you saw stub and like bone. You were like, and he was like, what? But in this one, no, it's like all blacked out. and you're like, like like it was a hit, like for sure, but that's all you can do. But in my personal opinion, it didn't mitigate from the fight at all, because the fight continues, and I mean, just like the setup for the fight itself, which we see in this episode, and then the conclusion, where we see the plan that Killua and Biscuit had take full effect on Gon's point of view, and how, you know, well, what does he do in general? Well, I mean, he had his own plan, and his own plan, of course, reckless, brash, but effective. When Gensuru does the double little flowers, grabs his hand, at the same time, he did 30% Gyo on his right hand, no Gyo on his left hand. That's why his left hand got like blown up, and his right hand had like, you know, like you can see his muscle, and you know, yeah, like his flesh, like literally his flesh, and he put 70% of that in his legs, and he kicked right here, just kick, and like this was really nice. Like the way we have Gensuru, he's just like stunned, like all of a sudden, like his vision like blurs, like, you know, like his vision blurs, and he's like, what's going on? Blood, damn it! Just like like, I was very well done. I was very well done. Good part on the anime. It's very nice part. You know, so I'll give you guys credit. Nippon Television Network Corporation, blah blah. You guys, good job. That was very well done. Because it was nasty. It was nasty. It was that high kick to the chin, and then just the blurred vision and the blood spewing down his chin, and he's just shocked, he's stunned, and all of a sudden you see Gon cock back for that rock, and then he's just like move, and then you see like that inverted, because like you wouldn't expect like a situation where fate appears to go on the side of the person who's considered the villain, but no, like he just happened to trip on a rock that just literally like saved his ass right then and there. Like, I tripped, you know, and he's just stunned. And so like we see the reverse paradigm where all of a sudden Gensuru, who's the one who's supposed to be the evil psychotic killer, the manslaughterer, Batosai, if you would put it. No. Gon, he's the crazy one. This kid just doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, whoa. Like, no one thinks this way. No logical person thinks this way. Like, this kid's a monster. He's a freak. Gon freaks, you know. That's the way it is. He's part of the Freaks family. He's part of the Freaks family. And so again, like that one scene where like you just see the connection, the blurred vision, then like the shock because he sees the blood, then he sees the cock back, and then he's like, oh, the inverted twist of fate, and then the paradigm here where he's like, no, this kid's the crazy one. That was very well. My personal opinion, that's the best part of the entire episode, just bar none. Just all that, like just the shock value was like, whoa, like your jaw. Oh, you know, so that one particular scene made this episode, in my opinion, above good, great. But of course, the episode was also, you know, there was also more things. Episode that also made it great. Yeah, man, yeah. When Gensuru, you know, because the whole entire scene where we actually see, so let me just shift over. We see Gon actually utilizing what Biscuit told him in action, and then he's realizing how Biscuit is like correct on every little thing that she said. She mentioned how when Gensuru uses his little flower, he has more aura surrounding his hand to protect his own hand from the explosion from the little flower. That's why he doesn't get hurt. That's why he doesn't get harmed by the little flower. And so if he'd have no Gyo on his hand, then you know he's not gonna use the little flower. So there's actually a potential drawback if in fact the proper conditions are not met via using a little flower. Now he uses that to his advantage. So after before he gets his arm blown off, before he does his reckless plan, it was like he was taking body blows, and like the first one caught him off guard. But then after he realized, yeah, Biscuit was right, all of a sudden he started to tell when and when not Gensuru was gonna use the little flower, and then by doing so, he was able to like protect his own body. But Gensuru, one of the best things about this episode was you see the internal thought process of Gensuru, where he knows that Gon knows about the conditions of his little flower, and you see it, and that's I'm speculating, but that's purely battle experience, just being in combat over and over and over and honing your abilities, and that's something that Gon, he got told this by Biscuit, so in this situation, had Gon not known about it, or had Biscuit not told him, then Gon would have lost his fight. Gon would have died, or he would have, submitted. Maybe, who knows? He is part of the Freaks family. They don't submit for shit. But it just shows you how far he has to go when it comes to just battle experience. It's true. Gon, Killua, they are prodigies. They are prodigies. They are quote unquote via wing 1 in a million. However, that does not replace the battle experience in which one needs in order to be affluent with these types of situations. And in the world of Hunter x Hunter, you must be at least, even the stupid guys need to be at least somewhat cognitive and intelligent when it comes to facing off against certain opponents. Like even Uvogan, who was considered, boisterous, rash, even he understood that in order to face against someone like Killua, he had to be cognitive, he had to be rational, he had to be witty. That's why he had to use Zetsu in order to hide in dust and try and get Kirby from behind. But the thing about it is that, it just shows you how key it is. Just being strong, having a shit ton of mana, doesn't mean you're gonna fucking win. No. It's not like, no. Like that logic that applies to other series doesn't apply here. It just doesn't. It does not. It does not. Well, actually, no, wait. No, it doesn't. Cause even in the like you guys who I'm talking about, the Chimera Ant, the dude, what I'm talking about. Even him, no, because after that whole entire scene where it occurred, where he got that that amp, it was like even then, no, he had to rely on his wit, even though someone very important did a particular thing and it caused them. You guys get it. You guys fucking get it. You guys, yeah. But let me move on. So that scene, I liked how they did that. How they portrayed, how they had the internal monologues of Gensuru, and then how they would show you the flashbacks of Biscuit, how she explained this, and how the process, how the same thought process is going through Gensuru's mind. And then the setup of where he has the oil in his hands and he waits for 1 minute, but at the same time Gensuru lures him over. He tries to break his windpipe, which he does, and tries to knock him out, but he fails for that because Gon used Yo in the back of his neck. Then the actual the spear of oil appears because it was 1 minute out of the binder, punches it, so now he can't use little fire anymore because it'll cause a spark. Then he sets him up. He punches the ground, pitfall, bam, goes in like a little tunnel. He's like, rock, big ass, the same huge boulder that they saw in the actual fields between Masador and the one city. The same rock comes out, fall. He's like, rock, whoa. He goes inside a tunnel and going right there, cocks back, rock. And this scene was also very good, man. He's just, he's sitting there. He's like, I give, oh no. In this case, Maita, and fuck you. And it's like, ooh. And then going stub in his hand. So right there, that was a great fight. The fight between Gon Freaks and Gensuru the Bomber is a great fight. The way they animated it, the way they portrayed it, the monologues in Paradigm with the flashbacks of Biscuit. The internal monologues. It was very good. It was very, very, very good. It was a great fight. Great fight. Great fight. And then further on, in order to amplify the magnitude of this episode, we see the progression of the story even further, where they are like, I forgot where they take them, but basically, you know, it's like they take them to a field, and then they're using Breath of Angel repeated times to heal Gon, to heal Killua, to heal Bala. I think his name is Bala or Sam, whatever. To heal Gensuru himself, and what's happening is in the process, one of their copies of Breath of Archangel, it disappears, it breaks down, and it's because of Gareno. The Gareno comes in there, he talks about how, you know, like, yo, listen, man, these motherfuckers, they killed like over 50 fucking people in this game. Fuck them. They get the finger. However, Killua was like, listen, man, I'm an assassin, right, man? I've killed shit ton more people, and he has, and like we see, it reminds me of the lesser of two evils, you know, because at the end of the day, even though Killua, he is slowly turning to this good individual, this nice person, like this nice kid, he's still an assassin. He still has this literal blood on his hands. Like, he's killed so many fucking people. That is unchangeable. That will continue to, because that's what happened. That's what it is. Killed mad people. And it's gonna take a while for him to be quote unquote redeemed, even in his own eyes. Even in his own eyes. So, but right there, you know, and then we see the contrast. Well, we see the notion of the lesser of two evils, which again I liked. And then Gareno's like, you know, fuck it, man, you know, heal these fuckers, let's be done with it. Then he reveals that, again, more planning, like, just to show you how far Tetsuya and his boys went. He's like, yeah, listen, if we don't come back, just give the cards to Gon. Give all cards over to Gon, because we want them to win the actual game. And then they do, and that's what Gareno does. Gareno gives Gon and his friends and the cards, and also he tells them how Batara, he's like, Gareno's gonna get 4 billion. He's gonna get 4 billion, and he's gonna give one, and then he's gonna take 1 billion. He's gonna take 1 billion for himself, and then give the other 1 billion to Gon, Killua, and Biscuit. Now Biscuit, she's like, yeah, Killua, you know, he doesn't care because his family is rich as fucking regardless, and Gon, I don't think he cares either. But whatever. Fact is that, you know, they get the money, and then they put the cards in. And then there's an announcement for all the people who partake in the game. There's an announcement like, yeah, like someone finished the game, and now it's gonna be a quiz. It's quiz time. And then people warp over to the location using a company, and then that's it. That's the episode. So the question here now is, who's gonna win this quiz? Because the person who wins the quiz, I believe that the person who wins this quiz gets they get the 3 slots. Now, obviously, it's going to be either Biscuit, Killua, or Gon. Why? Because they're the only ones in the entire game that have all 99 cards. Now, the question is, which one? Will it be Gon? Will it be Killua? Or will it be Biscuit? For those of you guys who don't watch the anime. And we'll go from there. But overall, the episode, like, again, like, there's a lot of things here that I like with the whole entire Tetsuya thing, and how, like, seeing how he even planned for this, seeing the whole lesser of two evils between Gareno, who's killed in this game 50 people in order to try and succeed, whereas we have Killua, who's killed countless of souls, countless. At the same time, the fight itself was a great fight. Just the way they did everything. The progression of story was there, thumbs up, without a doubt. The pacing was good. The animation was on point. Oh man, it was on point. It was on just seeing Gensuru's face, looking at Gon, cocking back for that rock inside the tunnel, and just him screaming, "Maida! Maida!" And it's like, nope. Whoops! It was like, you know, like, very good, very good. This was a great episode of Untitled Chapter. And I'm done. I'm fucking done, dude. I'm tired. Alright? I'm real tired. The only jump cuts you're gonna see are the jump cuts that are transitioning from episode to episode. And I'm doing that because I think, like, if you guys don't see it, there should be like a thing at the beginning where like it tells you like which episode, like you should be able to click, and like it can tell you to each episode. Like if you want to see episode 72 review, like, that should be there. But I'm not sure if it's gonna be there or not. We'll see. It probably will be, because this episode is this video is fucking long. It's fucking long as shit. So yeah, I'm done. King of Lightning. I started at 9 o'clock. Now it's like 12 o'clock. You know, I'm tired. So I'm done. King of Lightning. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. I'm signing out. And we are near the end of the Greed Island arc. And we're I'm done. King of Lightning. Be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. Peace! Have a nice day. My God! My God! Yeah!